I had a couple of instances last week. I'm sitting in my van doing my laundry at the laundromat next door. I had a couple of instances last week where people attempted to bring me into their dramas. And both those situations that I had where people were bringing me into their dramas, I chose to respond in a way that didn't feed into what Eckhart Tolle might call the pain body of my own pain body and their pain body as well, because I did feel on one level it's more than the other level due to the nature of the level of drama, that the second drama that I experienced as someone attempted to bring me into their drama was far more personal due to the nature of what was happening for that individual, and how my own personal experience correlated with their experience due to the nature of the fact that one of my former lovers is now dating one of her former lovers, and it's working out for them, much to her horror, because the nature of the fact that in a small town where she lives, those two individuals will be spending a lot of time coming to ceremonies, coming to workshops, seminars, experiences, parties in that small town, and that woman feels like, due to the nature of her decisions that she made around that connection, that she made a mistake, and that due to this there's a discomfort level between her and the individual that she left for somebody else, and now that individual's with my former lover. So she tried to bring me into her drama pretty much, and I wasn't buying into it at all. The initial shock that I heard that my former lover was with this individual who I actually really like, he's a lovely guy, and I hope it works out for them. I sincerely mean that, because for me, this woman that I dated at the beginning of the year, for both of us, there were red flags all through our connection. Especially at the very end, there was red flags around her connection to me because of the nature of when she projected her wounding onto me, when she was triggered by situations that just, for me being myself in those moments, just triggered her to a point where she was, rather than actually taking accountability for her feelings and then saying, this is how I feel in this moment, we need to talk, please, can we talk about this, can we work through this, she projected her wounding onto me and made it all about me rather than about her. And that was a shock for me, because I didn't see this coming, and when I did see it coming, I wondered how someone who is so involved with plant medicine, and I've said this before in other videos, I find a lot of people who work with plant medicine are more neurotic than they are supposedly healing. You know, some facilitators, some curanderos, some curanderas that I've met who work with plant medicine are more neurotic than anyone I've ever met in my life. And I wonder what's going on there. Is there a possession aspect? Is there an attachment aspect? Are they not integrating from their experiences? Are they not looking at the circle of people they're working with and seeing them as their own mirrors, and then walking away from their facilitation, having some time out to be able to integrate from the experience and meditate on that space? I do feel as though some people who work within that modality use plant medicines, plural, to be able to work through all their stuff and often negate what's coming up rather than actually working through it by the use of plant medicines, like it's in a form of escapism on some level. It's like using a drug, like using cocaine or using methamphetamine or alcohol or cigarettes or any mind-altering substances that you could take that would take you out of a situation or put you into a point of escapism. My phone just went off. I should have turned it off before I started this video. Anyway, so I had this experience with this individual who brought me into two individuals, but the first one wasn't so bad, but it was still someone attempting to bring me and a friend into her drama, which we both didn't do. We both walked away from it, hands clean, honorably going like, no, thank you, we're good here. We can see there's a severance in our connection with you now due to the nature of how you've chosen to respond or react, more importantly, to a situation where he and I were bringing this individual into our community as a friend to meet more friends, because this individual wanted to meet more people, and she made it quite clear that she wanted to do that, and we offered her the opportunity, to which she was interested initially and then turned around and in a fearful state, in my perception, pushed us away, which is fine. We let it go. But the second situation for me was the shock, the initial shock value for this individual. My perception was about to bring me into her drama in a way that made her feel like I could affiliate with that drama and be a part of it and feel the energy of it. And my pain body could awaken and be fed in the situation, because for her, that had happened. To her credit, she did say that she was going to take some time out and just stop and just feel into the space, which is what, in my perception as well, we need to do when we are triggered this way by situations that we can't control. But there's a reaction, there's an emotional response to the situation. There's an emotional reaction to what's going on. We need to stop, in my perception. This is what I often haven't done in the past, but now I do when I'm in a situation where I am being triggered by a situation, by an experience, by a moment, by somebody. I do my best to stop and breathe and just feel how I feel. So for me, on that moment when she told me this shock value experience that my ex-lover was dating this particular character, and my ex-lover was moving back to New Zealand to live with this individual in the Coromandel, and they were completely smitten with each other, the initial shock value for me was like, what the fuck? But that passed pretty quickly. It was the way that she delivered it to me and the way that she offered me the experience to let me know, because she thought that I already knew this. I did know this because Ali and I weren't talking to each other and aren't talking to each other because I don't have any time for it. I don't have time for people in my life who don't take accountability for their feelings, their words and actions. And it's not being facetious or mean, it's just an experience. There's so many people in my life that do that. I don't have energy or time, and it's limited and it's finite within my body to be able to experience all this stuff and hold space for it. You know, I'd rather hold space and be in a situation, if I can, with my own choices, be around people that honor the fact that they take accountability for their words, deeds and actions, myself included. And people that don't, well, they've got work to do. And you know what? If they want to work with me in that experience to talk about that, to open up and be vulnerable in that situation and apologize, most importantly, to me for what they've projected onto me, then we can move forward. But there's still going to be a porch, and those individuals have to step up onto the porch to get to the doorway of my heart now, because I'm not tolerating people in my life that do that. And in response to this as well, in regards to the nature of the drama that I was being drawn into, I just don't want to be part of that kind of situation. It's a story, as my friend Shikar from the Wisdom and Meditation Retreat told me years ago, when she was with Babaji, Swami Ji, living in India. At one point, when she was very young, she had a situation where she was interested in one of the ashrams people, one of the people at the ashram. She had this sexual interest in this character, and he basically told her, "Hey, look, my heart's with my guru and my process of becoming enlightened. I want to be in this. I'm deeply in my spiritual phase of my life. I'm not interested in this relationship situation." Too much to her horror, and she went and told Swamiji, "This is the situation I find myself," and told him her story. To which the Swami said to her, quietly and smiled, "White paper, black ink. You're writing your own story. What story do you want to write?" And that stuck with me. What story do I want to write in my life? So when someone attempts to bring me into their story and I don't want to be a part of it, I shut it down in a way that's peaceful, harmonious, and I do my best to turn it around for the individual to be able to see for themselves what's going on for themselves, what's happening for them. Rather than making it about me and that situation which I experienced, I do my best to turn it around to make it about them and show them it's about them, not in a facetious or horrible way, but in a way that allows them the space, most importantly, to be able to see that, to be able to see it's not about me, it's about you. But you're attempting to bring me into the situation, in this circumstance especially, due to the nature of my connection to this woman who is dating this other guy now, that my friend in Coromandel wanted to get back together with, but she couldn't. And that was causing this big kerfuffle for her in this small little town called Coromandel. And it was nothing to do with me at all, really, nothing. Other than the fact that it's given me now a hard boundary in regards to moving up there to visit friends and being very careful when I go up there, because I don't want to see either of those two individuals, not because I have any malicious or horrible feelings towards them. Their journey's their journey. But for me, it's a hard boundary because I don't need to be around someone like that, like my former lover, who doesn't take accountability for her feelings and her actions and doesn't apologize to me. I have nothing to say to her, not in any kind of hard and fast, fuck off kind of way. It's just a no. It's just a hard no. That's being very energetically, for me anyway, very energetically strong in my boundaries and being very affirming of what I want to experience in my life. I want to experience vulnerability, openness, connection, honesty, realness, love, sincerity, genuine affection, and an openness to live life in a way moving forward from this moment that I am truly seen and heard and understood, and I share that experience with somebody else by giving them exactly the same as they're giving me. Without those tenets, without those experiences, there's no room in my life for connection with anyone who doesn't honor and come to that place with me, because I'm moving forward in a way that my heart's so open in this experience of life now, that I just don't have energy or time to be brought back to a place of conflict or drama in this way. And my story that I'm writing now, moving forward in my life, is a beautiful one of deep connection with all of creation. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Mā te ua. I'll see you again soon.